Hey friends, Laura here from Lalo Yoga and Wellness. Welcome to your practice today. Our focus is going to be on balance. This is one of my favorite things to work on because most of us really want more balance and better balance in our lives as well as in our bodies. Interestingly, a lot of times we don't like to practice what we need to in order to improve our balance, both in our lives and in our bodies. So we're going to work on both of those things as we move through today's practice. Let's get started. For today's practice, we're going to start in a child's pose. So you can be in a wide child's pose if you wish, or regular child's pose. Keeping in mind you can reach those arms up toward the top of the mat with your forehead resting on a block or on your fists. If you want to bring your hands forward right underneath your forehead, you might even drape those arms alongside the body and move into an embryo pose. Whatever feels good for you right now, just find that spot and let's get started on it. I'm going to start in a wide child's pose and I'm going to use a block to rest my forehead on. Find that position that feels good to you. And we're going to start by just taking a moment to notice how we're feeling in our bodies. Pay attention to all the parts of your body that are actually touching the mat. Feel each point of contact. Notice if you're feeling warm or cool. Then we start to turn our attention to our thoughts, noticing if they're sort of running wild in our minds right now, or maybe you're feeling calm. Whatever it is, just take notice. You don't need to change it. You don't have to engage in it. You're just paying attention to it. And now we turn our attention to our breath, our anchor. Feeling that easy in and out of each breath. As we start to lengthen out our inhale, imagine your body just drawing in some energy. As we lengthen out the exhale, imagine your body releasing stress or anxiety, negativity. As we inhale, we feel a little bit of length through our spine. And as we exhale, we feel our bodies start to soften into our pose. Give yourself just a couple of more deep, full inhales right here. Exhale all the way. One more deep inhale. And as you exhale, open your mouth just a little bit and sigh that breath out. Let that be a signal to your body to start moving. We're going to bring our hands right underneath our shoulders now. And our knees directly underneath our hips. And come into tabletop position. First off, take a look down. Make sure you can see the mat between your fingers or your hands are spread nice and wide. Any point that you feel like you want a little less pressure on your wrist, you can always come up onto your fists or even use your blocks to shift your weight back just a little bit. Let's bring some movement into our spine. Let your hips shift a little bit to the right and just glance over your left shoulder toward your left ankle, making a C curve with your spine. And then we come right back to the center. Let's take that over to the other side. Shift the hips to the left and look over the right shoulder. Coming right back into the center. Take a deep breath and reach up through the left hand. Little twist in the spine. Exhale, sweep that left hand behind the right, bringing your left shoulder and your left ear down to the mat. Walk your right fingertips up toward the top of the mat, keeping your hips nice and high. Just thread the needle and allow the floor to give you a little bit of a stretch. Bringing the right hand under the right shoulder, press away from the floor. Inhale, sweep that left hand up one more time. Exhale, bringing the hand under the shoulder. Let's move that to the right side. Inhale, reaching high. Exhale, thread the needle. One breath in and out right here while you reach the left hand toward the top of the mat. Inhale, left hand comes under the left shoulder, press away from the floor, sweep the right hand up high. Exhale. Reset your spine, find some length from the crown all the way down through the tailbone. Inhale, reach out through your right hand and your left leg, our first balancing pose. And what's really key here is that we want equal distance off the floor for each appendage. So if the arms, maybe you have a little shoulder thing that makes you feel like you need to keep your arm a little lower, then keep your leg a little lower. Try to match that energy. Want to be long across the hips. Take a deep breath, reach out through those fingers, reach out through your heel. Exhale, rounding the spine, bring your forehead and elbow toward the knee. Knee comes into the center. Inhale and reach. Give me two more right here. Last one. Inhale and reach. Exhale, returning to table. Pause here for a moment, lengthen out again, reset the spine. One of the most important elements of balance, whether it's in your physical body or in your life, is to give yourself a moment to reset between things that challenge your balance. Let's move on to the other side. Inhale, reaching out through the left hand, through that right heel, equal distance off the floor. Using your core to be strong, we're improving those neural pathways in the brain to respond just a little bit faster. Inhale, reach through the fingertips, reach through the heel. Exhale, round the spine. Elbow, forehead, and knee come together in the middle. Inhale and reach. Exhale, crunch. Inhale and reach. Exhale, crunch. Inhale and reach. And return to our tabletop position. Reset that spine, lengthen out through the neck. And let's tuck our toes under and just hover your shins right above the mat. Pause here for a moment. Start to feel those legs waking up. One more breath in. Exhale, walk forward slightly. Keep the knees bent. Let's reach the hands high and come into a chair pose. Right here, I want you to glance down at your toes and make sure you can see your toes. If you can't quite see them, maybe stand a little taller, shift your weight back just a little bit more. We want to lift those arms high. Gaze is straight ahead. Inhale, sweep the hands down as you come up onto your toes for balancing chair. Arms are a little bit higher than the spine. Inhale, reach, set the heels down. Exhale, balancing chair. Inhale and reach. Exhale, balancing chair. Inhale and reach. Pause right here. Flip the palms down and keep the arms level with the shoulders. We're going to start to lower down, coming into awkward pose. Go as low as you can. Maybe you come up onto the toes. Keep that gaze steady. And then we inhale, begin to stand. All the way up, coming into our mountain pose. Palms shining forward, a little bit of a squeeze through the glutes here. Gentle press forward through the hips to unload your low back. Full breath in and out. Take one step a little closer to the top of your mat if you're too far back, so we have some room behind us. A little preview for where we're headed. Inhale, let's go ahead and reach up through the left knee, standing staff. Take a moment and just hold on to that knee, or if you want a little more challenge, take the hands away. You might even want to extend your leg. Your decision. Take a breath. Start to bring the knees side by side. Reach back with your left hand toward that left foot and come into a little bit of a quad stretch. We're slightly tucking that hip forward. Send your attention down to your right foot, right where that big toe, pinky toe, and heel are connected to the floor. You can stay right here or shift your grip to the inside of your foot. Your thumb is on the arch of your foot. Your fingers are wrapping around the top of your foot. Inhale, start to press your left foot into your left hand while we reach the right hand out and up. We come out and up through that left leg, King Dancer. Take 2 breaths here. Find one spot to focus your attention. And if you fall out of it, you just go right back into it. Restore your balance. Now gradually release that left foot. Keep the leg lifted. Hands come to heart center. And we start to extend the upper body toward the floor and the left leg out behind us. Coming into Warrior 3. Lifting the left leg as high as we can. Exhale, place the toes down. Inhale, scoop the hip, reach the hands high to come into a crescent lunge. Settle into it first. One of the keys in balance, true balance, is taking a moment to adjust to a new situation, a new posture. Inhale, reach through those fingers. Exhale, bend the back knee. Cactus the arms, come down, inhale and reach. See if you can build strength in your new situation, in your new posture. One more time. Crescent lunge. Exhale, face the long edge of your mat. Come into a 5-pointed star. Deep breath, reach through those fingers. Exhale. Prayer squat. Inhale and reach. Turn toward the back of your mat and find your crescent lunge. Settle into it first. Front knees over the ankle. Have that little scoop through the right hip. Back heel off the ground. Inhale, reach through those fingers. Exhale, take your dip. Let's build a little strength on this side. It's pretty normal if you feel differences in your ability from side to side, and that's okay. Bring those hands to heart center, and we start to hinge forward. Bending at the back knee, maybe taking a half step in, maybe we push directly off the floor to come into your Warrior 3. Find those points of contact, the base of the big toe, pinky toe, and heel. Send your attention to that foot. And we start to bring those knees side by side. Reach back with your right hand inside of the foot if you're going into our King Dancer, outside of the foot if you're headed back into the quad stretch. press your right foot into your right hand, reach the left hand higher. See if you can lift higher, not just out. And then we slowly release King Dancer. Knees come side to side. And we come back into our staff pose. Let the foot come down. Little space between the feet here. Reach the arms out, lowering down, coming into our awkward pose. Maybe you keep the heels down, maybe you lift the heels up. Let your shoulders relax. Deep breath in. Inhale, start to press through the feet. Return up, reach the hands high, chair pose. Exhale, balancing chair. Inhale, chair. Exhale, balancing chair. Inhale. Exhale, balance. Inhale, chair. Exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. Step back, hover the shins. Pause right here. Find the balance. Lengthen the neck. Let's drop the knees down. Tops of the feet on the floor. You're in your tabletop pose. Lengthen out the spine. Inhale, lift the gaze, lift the hips, let the belly drop. Cow pose. Exhale, scoop the hips, round the spine, tuck the chin, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. One more time. Pausing here in the center. One last time. Shift the hips to the right. Look over the left shoulder. Return to the center. Shift the hips to the left. Look over the right shoulder. Return to center. Set the hips back toward the heels. Maybe we go wide. Coming into child's pose. One more time. Reach the hands out. Or stack the fists, or use a block. Lift the forehead, bring the hands directly under the shoulders. Let's bring the knees parallel if you were in that wide child's pose. Start to walk the hands up the body. Raise up. Take a big deep breath. Resetting our spine. Exhale. Let's take your hands to the right, feet to the left, and have a seat. One more balancing pose. First, coming into a V sit with your body. So just create that letter V, and we want to maintain that letter V by keeping the chest nice and tall. Maybe the hands are on your legs, maybe they're off the legs, maybe the legs are off the floor, maybe the arms are extended, maybe the legs are extended. You decide where you want to go with it. And hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rock back, rock straight back up, and pause here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When you get knocked back, you find your balance quickly. 5, 4, 3, 2. This time extend the legs. Drop the chin to the chest. Hold that canoe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Take a moment here to breathe and relax. Setting both feet flat on the floor. Extend up through your right leg. Hands behind the thigh, maybe the calf. point and flex the toe. After we've been working balance, we need to relax those feet. They did a lot of work for us. Maybe almost feeling like you're grabbing a pencil off the floor with your toes. Rotate the feet one way, back around the other, and drop the right ankle across the left knee. Put your hand on the inside of your right thigh and just give it a little gentle press, opening up the hips just a little bit more. And now we reach both hands through that little window we created, maybe using a strap or a towel, and see if we can get a grip around the back of the thigh. Releasing the legs a little bit deeper into those glutes. Even the big, strong muscles need a stretch and a release. Let's put the right foot down on the floor. Extend through the left leg. Again, hands on the thigh or the calf. And we start to work through that foot. Super important in our lives to acknowledge what worked hard in trying to support us when we're trying to get our balance back, whether it's people, whether it's ourselves. Take a minute to show a little gratitude, honor it. Let's rotate the ankle and let it get some opportunity for restoration. Dropping the left ankle across the right knee, gentle pressure on the inside of that left thigh. Just a little bit. We're not trying to really get too much more opening here, just a little assist for those hips. And then we reach through either with a towel or a strap or our hands around the back of the thigh. And then we let the right foot come down to the mat, left foot to the mat. Both feet are at the edges of the mat. And we let our knees fall together in the middle, arms just wherever they naturally want to go. We spend a moment here in restorative pose. Maybe play with your hand position. Hands down helps you feel a little more grounded. You really feel that connection with the floor, or hands up for a little bit more receiving of energy. You can stay here in restorative pose as we move through Shavasana, or move into any other comfortable position for you. So that might be the traditional corpse pose. Maybe it's lying on your side, maybe it's seated. You get to decide what feels the most restorative to you. We just take a moment to check in with ourselves and let our bodies begin to relax from the crown of the head all the way across the face, through the neck, the throat, softening down into the shoulders, elbows, and wrists. We get to slow our breathing. Feel that rise and fall of the belly, and let that energy start to flow down into the hips, the knees, the ankles. And take a moment to feel every single point of contact between your body and the floor. Noticing the support of the floor, and remembering that the floor was always there to support you. Even if you fell out of a pose, it's still there to catch you. And if you have the right support structure under you in your life, you fall out of balance, it's there to catch you. Please stay in your Shavasana for as long as you would like. When you feel ready for it, you can begin to move into a seated position. Letting your chin drop, letting your arms relax, and just taking a little drift over toward your left shoulder with your left ear. Chin to chest, right shoulder to right ear. Chin to chest. Allow the eyes to begin to open. And we take a final deep breath out and up together. Exhale, bringing those hands to heart center. May you have peace in your thoughts, kindness in your words, and hope in your hearts, from my heart to yours. Namaste. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you comment, like, share, and subscribe so that you don't miss a single video and I can continue to bring you more practices in the future.